There's something perfect about flying to a warm country. When back home, it's still cold and gray. Leaving behind the winter in the Czech Republic and landing in the heat of Mexico, it feels like stepping into another world. We arrived in Cancun after a long journey. Delays, stress, confusion, and then the border. Customs can be unpredictable. Questions about drones, about cigarettes. And if you're not prepared, it can cost you a lot more than just time. Then came the rental car. Simple in theory, but in Mexico, it pays to read the fine print. Some conditions hide behind clever words. Unexpected fees, tricky insurance rules. A small detail can change everything. But once we were on the road, it all started to make sense. The noise faded, and we were free. Puerto Morelos welcomed us with peace. It's not loud, not crowded. It just breathes slowly. A small town with a big heart. Mexico didn't impress us with cliches. It won us over with calm mornings, bright colors, and the kindness of strangers. And from above, through the drone's eye, the story changed. The sea, the rooftops, the streets. They became a painting. This trip wasn't smooth, but that's what makes it unforgettable. Because sometimes the best stories begin where nothing goes as planned. The coast near Puerto Morelos is full of quiet life, especially in the skies. Pelicans glide low over the waves, scanning the sea before diving in perfect sync. Frigate birds hover high above, barely flapping their wings, carried by the ocean wind. Sometimes it feels like the birds are the real locals here, calm, confident, and completely at home. Watching them, you start to understand the rhythm of this place. Beneath the surface, a different world unfolds. Just a few steps from the shore, the sea comes alive. Coral reefs sway with the current, and schools of fish flash like silver lightning in the blue. Tiny creatures hide in the rocks, while larger shadows move slowly in the distance. Everything down here moves with purpose, but without rush. It's quiet, weightless, and strangely peaceful, like the ocean is breathing, and you're floating inside its heartbeat. From above, Puerto Morelos looks like a painting gently unfolding by the sea. The coastline stretches like a soft curve, kissed by turquoise waves. Rooftops peek through palms, streets form quiet lines, and life moves slowly, almost rhythmically. You see fishing boats resting in shallow waters and patches of reef just beneath the surface, like hidden brushstrokes in nature's design. From this height, everything feels calm, balanced, and strangely intimate. It's beauty without effort, a place that doesn't need to shout to be remembered. Mexican food isn't just something you eat. It's something you feel. Every bite tells a story. The sizzle of fresh tortillas, the kick of lime on grilled fish, the slow burn of chili that builds like a secret. On the street, tacos are made with hands that know tradition. Nothing fancy, just bold flavors, made fresh and shared fast. Even the simplest dish, like beans or rice, carries comfort. Here, food is color, scent, rhythm. A celebration you taste with every sense. There's something special about sitting down in a tiny family-run taqueria. No menus, no fancy signs, just a simple counter, the smell of corn tortillas toasting, and 3 generations of women cooking right in front of you. The grandmother, mother, and daughters move around each other with ease, each knowing exactly what to do. Fresh meat hits the hot grill, tortillas are flipped by hand, salsas are ladled with care. It's not just food. It's tradition passed down, one taco at a time. You're not a tourist here, you're a guest. And somehow, those are always the best meals. There's nothing quite like drinking fresh coconut milk straight from the shell. Still cold from the ice, the top cut open right in front of you with a machete. Simple, raw, and perfect. The first sip is light and sweet, with just a hint of salt from the ocean breeze. It's not just a drink, it's a moment. A pause in the heat, a taste of the tropics, and a reminder that sometimes the best things in life really are that simple. Mexico isn't just about the food, it's also about the stories that came long before the first taco. We visited Chichén Itzá, and suddenly the past didn't feel so distant. Standing in front of El Castillo, the Great Pyramid, you can feel the precision, the purpose, the power of a civilization that watched the stars and built with meaning. The silence there speaks loudly. This land remembers. And when you walk through it, you're not just a visitor. You're part of something timeless. Walking through Chichén Itzá is unforgettable, but so is the path that leads you there. The ancient stones are surrounded by a maze of souvenir stalls, all selling the same masks, magnets, and trinkets. Vendors call out from every corner, "Almost free! $1!" Again and again like a chorus. It's colorful and chaotic, part hustle, part performance. You understand that tourism is their livelihood, but it's a strange contrast. A sacred historic site, wrapped in the noise of modern-day bargaining. In Mexico, we came looking for adventure, but sometimes it felt like the adventure had already been planned out for us. Everything is organized, designed for tourists, and the feeling of real discovery gets lost. Even when we went snorkeling, we couldn't dive. We had to wear life vests, stay in a group, and follow the guide closely. The ocean was all around us, but we felt more like passengers on a tour than explorers. It's comfortable, yes, but it's missing that raw feeling. That sense of truly experiencing Mexico, not just the safe, packaged version. Some parts of Mexico felt like adventure in a box. Tours mapped out, guides rehearsed, every moment controlled. But then came Puerto Morelos at night, and everything changed. No wristbands, no scripts, just real life unfolding. Locals gathered in the square, kids chased each other barefoot, and music floated from beach bars where nobody cared if you danced well, just that you danced. It wasn't curated, it wasn't polished, and that's why it felt honest. In that simple chaos, we finally felt something real. Not a tour, a moment.
To hide away, oh, I believe in yesterday.
Mexico is a country of contrasts. It welcomes you with sunshine while your home is still cold. It tempts you with flavors, tacos made by grandmothers, fresh coconut under palm trees, street food that tells a story. It surrounds you with beauty, from the coastlines full of birds to underwater life and cinematic views from above. But it also challenges you. Not everything is raw adventure. Sometimes it's controlled, commercial, and distant. We couldn't dive on our own. We followed guides, walked through markets echoing, almost free, $1. And yet, between the tour buses and the tourist paths, we still found the real Mexico. In quiet moments at night in Puerto Morelos, in the stone silence of Chichén Itzá, in the simple joy of a local smile, it's not a place to rush through. It's a place to feel. And maybe to return to, not for more things to see, but for more ways to connect.
Cuando baja el sol, solo pienso en ti, y en el momento que te acercaste a mí. Cuando baja el sol, solo pienso en ti, y en el momento que te acercaste a mí. Fue tu linda voz, tu hermoso ser, la luz de la luna y el perfume de tu piel. Fue tu linda voz, tu hermoso ser, la luz de la luna y el perfume de tu piel.
At the very end of our stay, we visited Crococun Zoo, and it was the perfect final chapter. Not a big, flashy attraction, but a place that lets you get close, really close. We walked among crocodiles, fed spider monkeys, held snakes, and learned how the animals are rescued and protected. It wasn't just about seeing wildlife, it was about understanding it. Like much of our trip, it reminded us that Mexico's magic isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet, thoughtful, and just a few steps off the beaten path.
¿Será que tú cantas por mí cuando la me la aprendí. Pasaron los años así, siento tu presencia en mí, y ya que me pongo a escribir, ¿será que tú escribes por mí? Sé que no tuvimos tiempo de podernos despedir. Sé que hubo otros caminos y tuviste que partir. Pero yo recuerdo siempre tu sonrisa y tu reír. Me enseñaste que la vida no es difícil de vivir.
Thank you, Mexico, for the colors, the flavors, the stories, and the moments we'll never forget.
Sé que no tuvimos tiempo de podernos despedir. Sé que hubo otros caminos y tuviste que partir. Pero yo recuerdo siempre tu sonrisa y tu reír. Me enseñaste que la vida no es difícil de vivir. No es difícil de vivir.